1 minute meltdown. Alliances are popping off, and as each era gets more fractured, I don't know how to read. While Era 4 continues to cast off Jenny, Derek K.
Leave that.
It's not even the same Derek, but not that I would refer to the other Derek. He's not even other Derek. All right.
What did you guys think? Oh, go ahead.
No.
No.
Great pod.
What did you?
Great instincts. I
What
knew
did you-
Victor would be good at this.
Yes.
Edit here. The funny thing is I can mark clip right in Riverside, but no, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
edit.
Yeah. Overall, I felt like. I mean, I
No,
know
don't
some of
do
the girls
that.
Are getting...
I'm gonna think I have to edit something here. There's nothing there to edit.
Oh my God.
The system is ruined. No integrity. Da bears.
Wanted the smoke, so let's bring the fire. We're igniting the drama and chaos. This is Matches and Mayhem. We are your ride or die hosts, Nora, the Vendetta Queen, Raquel, the Cutthroat Contessa, Victor, the Duel Master, and Iraq, the Double Agent. Get ready for a reckoning as we dive into the gauntlet of season 40 of the challenge, Battle of the Eras.
Yeah.
This is Sparta.
I switched it up on you guys.
I did not like the hand wave. I'm just gonna be honest, but
I didn't look. I didn't want to ruin the take.
Sometimes you just gotta, I'm not always aggressive. Sometimes I have a nice side. That was my nice side.
Well, at least you
Wait.
didn't like whisper to yourself this time.
I did catch that and edit it. I was laughing so hard.
Like you should have been like.
I was
jazz
like, oh
hands.
shit, Raquel was
Jazz
right.
hands.
Oh, that was hilarious.
That's the old anime days when you used to be like playing and
Yeah, you gotta.
you
call
used to be
sound
running
effects.
like the wind like.
Yeah, you gotta have your own sound effects.
Oh yeah, there was an episode of Challenge this week.
Oh yeah, forgot about
Yes.
that.
No,
there
actually,
was.
talking smack, but I loved it. So
It was
let's
a
get
great
into
episode.
it. Let me recap it so we can remind people what it was. All right, 1 minute meltdown. Alliances are popping off, and each era keeps getting more fractured. Era 2 and Era 3 are getting cozy thanks to pairs like Avery Derek and Corey Nehemiah. Derek K pulls a pre-challenge move to ally with Theo. Era 1 finally rolls out of the nursing home to make some deal-making, but is it too little too late? Battle for Honor is all-out chaos, gladiator style. Fighters battle to push each other off a ledge, physically and mentally, those crazy kooks. Shout out to Josh, my Scarface king. Era 3's Corey tries a last-minute plea with Era 4, but Theo stands 10 toes down on his deal with Derek K, even if it kills him, and it almost did. But the real fight happens after the challenge between Corey and Derek K. For the women, it's a brawl. Naya stumbles over her giraffe legs, Avery gets puffy-eyed, and Kara tries Tori only to get flattened by Mama's trucking. Get her done, Tori. Kara's got to call in her Daddy Long Jean's sister, non-sister Laurel for help, and Era 4 snags the win, leaving Era 1 a three-legged dog in elimination. The liberation drama. Era 3 hustles to shield Corey and Avery, but Theo and Jenny lean toward their own alliances, ditching Era 4 team strategy. Derek K, still bitter, calls Corey out for elimination, and Corey rage targets Josh for not protecting him. Seriously, Josh is like the jigsaw killer of Friends. In elimination, Era of Fate of the Gladiator, Rachel obliterates Avery, and Derek K battles Corey like a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. Corey wins, sending Derek packing, but Era 1's Rachel is still hanging tough. Targets flip, and Bananas' peer pressure works as Ryan finally volunteers as tribute. That's your 1 minute meltdown. Sort of.
Whoop.
Nicely said.
Sums it up well.
What's
have
up with
a-
this Josh's King stuff? Get out of here. Get that out of here. We don't need that.
We're going to
We don't need
supercut that until the day he falls or triumphs.
It was a great episode, I think.
And I think that the theme, the Gladiator theme, I mean, personally, I'm pumped for the movie too, and I love that movie like TJ. So me and TJ should be friends, obviously, but that theme was awesome.
Yeah. And they had a challenge similar to that a while ago, so it was also homage to that challenge.
Yeah. And Derek was in that one too.
I liked the episode too. I like that they really got into it because it really just like we had a couple minutes of something, and then we got right into the challenge, which I appreciated. I knew it was going to be a good one just based off that.
I thought the episode was great. I thought this is the Corey that I've been dying to see. Not just this season, but like forever. This is like whatever ignited this I don't know what even to call it, je ne sais quoi, like whatever ignited this, he's needed for a minute. Because I know every season he talks about he's doing this for his kids and his wife and whatever. Well, not his wife, his kids. Sorry,
Baby
Taylor.
moms.
Baby moms, yeah. Child support.
America's
For whatever reason,
For child
I love to see it. I love to see the fight. I love to see, and I need him to win. I have the same feeling. Like I always want Leroy to win. I always wanted Nelson to win. Now, for me, it's like Corey. Like I need him to win this time.
Think of
Who has Corey?
I do.
Raquel.
That's why she needs him to win. That's why
Well,
she's
that
like,
too,
please,
that
Corey,
too.
damn it.
But this episode, I just saw something different. I don't know if it was he got really pissed off at Josh, that he was like, all right, you know what? Like, I got to look out for myself. But he should have been known that. Like, you are the only one that has your back always. So,
I've been calling him America's baby daddy, but I think for this episode we got to change it to American Gladiator. He was in there taking people on in the elimination. He was taking people on in the house at the liberation. He was just pissed off the whole episode, ready to fight. It was definitely an MVP show out for him.
yeah.
Well, I say let's jump right into Battle of Honor, the challenge, because it was worthy of talking about. Other than we did get to see Laurel's pants in the first couple minutes again. We got to see the jeans, so thank you, producers, for that. They're making sure that it's always a slow-mo on her damn pants, or her jeans. But yeah, Battle of Honor, and it was geared around Gladiator, which I love. So what did you guys think of that? The guys go first, and that, let's be honest, that was the show this week. We were all here for it.
So I get that they probably like scheduled it so that it could match with like when the Gladiator movie was coming out and all that. But I would have loved to see CT in something like this, or like Horacio in something like this. I think it didn't hit as great as it would have, like had I watched this challenge earlier in the season. I think for Era 1, obviously they were at a huge disadvantage, so maybe I'm not understanding the rules, but what's the point of Rachel and Derek even competing, knowing that they don't have the numbers? Like I would have just taken a seat and like just watched everybody else play. I wouldn't have like tried to fight. I think, I don't know.
I would add Derek as in that CT Horacio mold if he was healthy, because they showed the footage back in the day when he was doing it. And he's just a beast in those. I guess the idea was if by some miracle you knock out another team completely. I think that's what they wanted to do with Era 4, knock out another team completely, so that if him and Rachel survive, that's more teams than more team members than another one. But it was a large hill to climb.
I'm gonna throw Mark into that as well. I would love to see what he could do. He's a big guy, bulky. I would have loved to see him in that challenge.
Yeah.
I think it was funny because I keep saying like, well, what's going to happen when the numbers dwindle? And this showed us it doesn't matter. When I saw there was only 2 blue shields, I think, or whatever color they were, to Era 1, and I was like, uh-oh. They're literally, that's it. There's one guy, one girl, so they're one against everybody. So I guess the challenge has said it's too bad, too sad. You're going to fight it out. We're staying with the Eras still.
Yeah. Do we know why Derek is still competing when he was like so severely injured? Do we know why producers let him go through with it?
Yeah. So a couple of things that I've kind of read, because I wanted to see what he had. He had a very bad injury. ACL, MCL, and meniscus messed up. So all y'all with knee injuries out there, that's like the trifecta. But the thing is, it didn't swell that much. And those types of injuries, it can hurt, but you can still walk and move. It says you can't do anything athletic, like push off and cut and things like that. So I think he was able to hide it, and even he didn't know it was serious, as it was until kind of that week. One thing that he mentioned, I don't know if it was on his podcast or another one, his knee was sliding out of position, and for like the different challenges, he was having to knock it back in. So I think finally he said he would have probably gone to the doctor and probably been sent home after that elimination if he had won, but he lost. So, and we're getting ahead of ourselves, but yeah, he lost, so it didn't matter. But that's why he was able to sort of hide it the past couple of weeks until even he was like, it's not worth it.
I mean, it just goes to his heart, man. He probably has more heart than almost anybody else in the challenge. That, I mean, he pushing through that pain and doing challenges, eliminations, and not complaining. He's just going in there and still putting up a fight. I mean, he has to go down as probably one of the fiercest challengers, I think, ever in the challenge.
Is this the same injury he got like when he was I forgot what episode it was, but he was like they were in the mud and he was dragging his feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been a minute. It's been a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Wow.
Speaking from experience with an ACL and meniscus tear, I don't know how he did that, because when we were getting married and I was moving in, my knee, I had that, and my knee kept popping out of place, and you could literally see like the kneecap pops. And you have to like re-pop it in. It is the most painful thing until I could get that good insurance, get married. So I was waiting it out to get my knee
all I'm good
fixed.
for.
But, I had to marry up in this world, get me some good insurance. But no, I can't imagine, I was moving, but we obviously the guys were lifting the heavy stuff. I can't imagine being in the challenge, how many times that probably happened, and the severity of the pain. Thank God there are nurses we know that had pain medicine that came and helped me, because Victor could probably attest, I couldn't even make it through the night. He was like, you have to go to the ER, this is it. And I was like, no, I'm not spending the money. I can't imagine even running, and he doesn't have the proper, when you have knee injuries, I forever have to now be in a certain knee brace if I'm going to be twisting my knee or lifting heavy, because any shifting, it'll tear again and rip again very easily. So I can't imagine how he did any of those. I can't. Even when he got hurt the first time, how he got up and kept going, I don't know. So
Beast and
Yeah.
Beast.
a pit
That's all
bull.
it is. Yeah, Pitbull.
I did want to touch on one thing. I was just curious on your guys' thought. I know some of us like Corey, but I have to say my opinion changed a little bit, that he wanted to sit there and make a deal, waited till shields are down, then starts charging when the shield is down, and then thinks he's tough because he's taking a hit. I was like, if you do not sit down, Corey, with your soft ass, why are you? I did not like that. It really irritated me that, look, man, you're all teaming up anyways against Derek. Why are you making a shot with his shield down? You're
Hey,
twice his
why was his
size.
shield down? Why was his shield down?
Because they were
This
all
is war.
talking. He put his shield, they all put their shields down to try to make that deal, because Devin's like, you got to make the deal. Because Devin didn't want to get hit.
I think that was against Theo. So
Yeah, Theo.
it
Oh,
would be
Theo,
much worse if
yeah.
it was against Derek. But I think it was
That's
against
right.
Theo. He has a little bit of a hothead. I go back to Spaghetti Gate and him and Tony. At that point, he had a little bit of me against the world mentality. It wasn't really kind of thinking. I mean, he got into Derek's face after, and the whole. Now we got a new one. It's not Pasta Gate. Now it's what's called Life Jacket Gate.
Yeah.
Getting the life jacket thrown at his back, and I think he doesn't take disrespect, or he doesn't take challenge like confrontation lightly. So he's a hothead. What can I say? Sometimes it makes him look a little bit like a fool.
But to his credit, he still walked away from the Derek life vest gate incident. So I mean, it could have gotten worse, but he said his piece and he walked away. Even after the life jacket was thrown at him, he still kind of just walked away, which was good. I mean, I think he knew, obviously, he would have beat Derek's, ass because he's one-legged, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't even been fair. But the challenge overall, I was a little disappointed because I wanted more from Theo, because I think Theo should have been a more dominant force. And then I get it's probably long and tiring, but I feel like he should have been really at it, knocking people off and pushing off. Because I don't think there was anybody as big or strong as Theo over there.
But I think
Yeah, I was
height
wondering-
is a disadvantage in this.
Yeah.
I think the longer the legs, the harder it is because you have more when you're trying to balance yourself, whereas some of the stockier, shorter guys can get low, I think.
Yeah, I was thinking about like I would have liked to see more people actually get pushed off. I don't know if the Shield was endless. I'm not gonna go criticize production again because we've went over this. They're doing this weekly on the fly in Vietnam, so it's tough. But I think if they were to look back, they were like, maybe like big cushions or something rather than flat shields, or maybe a different surface because people weren't really getting pushed off too much. Johnny, I think, fell off just like tripping, trying to push somebody. Naya fell off by accident chasing Casey. So
Yeah.
that was kind of
I was like,
funny.
oh, I almost got her. I'm like, oh, and she.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was all excited, and then her little giraffe legs just. Ding. She was out in the water. I was like, oh, bye.
Yeah, I think it was tough with the shield. It wasn't like the proper thing to push people off. But I think regardless of whether like they had good strategy to push people off, I kind of just like the savageness. You saw Josh, bleeding face,
Yeah, I was happy.
Jordan
Jordan.
beat up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Puffy
Jordan was
eye.
messed up, yeah.
Avery had a little mouse under her eye. It's like, whoa,
Her
whoa,
money
be
making
careful.
face. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
the money
Yes.
making, you know.
Model
Money maker.
and
Well, I mean,
bartender.
Bartender.
I
don't
thought
know if
something
those
else
are the
would have
money
been money
makers.
makers. Yo, facts. I don't know. I see two other things that you gotta protect a little more.
Don't pop those with the shield. Be careful.
Yeah.
So the savageness of it was fun, even if it wasn't like the most cleanest physical strategy type challenge. Also, what did you guys think of the theme? We kind of sped through that, but it took me back. Remember when they used to actually on the recap, Ashley mentioned it when they used to win motorcycles or Nextel
Yeah.
chirps and stuff like that. It kind of felt like that. It was like, oh, you get a trip to go see Gladiator 2 premiere. So I like that throwback.
Me too.
Yeah, I just hope that it's like with the actors and not like $10 AMC movie tickets.
Yeah.
Just like, whoop-de-doo, you got movie tickets.
Hey, he can take one of his baby moms. No, it's a Taylor. He can take
Yeah.
his girl on a nice date to go see Den.
What did you guys think of the girls segment?
I was disappointed in Cara Maria.
Yeah.
I thought a little more. Even Laurel, not much happened. It was just a lot of people falling over. But Tori, I'm surprised Tori made the whole round. I thought they would have taken her out first, but I mean she had a good strategy, which was bobbing and weaving and running. And then when Cara thought she had her, she just laid her out. So I mean, I gotta give Tori her props. I think physically,
I talk
she
about
probably won.
Tori, 2-time champ. That's now on my team. Tori beat down your number one pick. Just making sure that everybody.
Yeah, she
that's-
has the arms of a man, but I mean, other than that, is she gonna win the finals? Probably not. But
arms of a man, heart of a
Oh,
lion.
is Tori 2-time champ? I don't think she is. Is she one?
Okay, maybe I lied. I'm gonna take that
Yeah,
out.
you did lie. Take it out.
No, hold on.
Listen, I'm not a historian. I'm just a reactionary.
But I mean, other than that, I think I feel like Laurel should have showed out, and that was a good time for her to show why she's still the best female. But she didn't really do much. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come and back up my sis, not sis," and then they didn't do anything. So, I mean,
I don't have my lucky jeans on. Damn.
She was missing that.
I think it's similar to Theo. The tall stature, like she was strong enough to protect herself, but I thought it was like, more of a like Corey, Casey,
Yeah.
Jenny, the stockier, stronger types that could have bull rushed people. But
That's why Naya just like kept tripping over herself because she's really tall. It wasn't made
Yeah.
for them.
then she's a little
But-
back heavy.
Listen, I lost my train of thought. Oh, Laurel.
Me too.
I noticed that, and I don't think it's
Eric.
relevant. I don't think this is relevant at all, but I just want to say, is it just me or is she just not getting as much like airtime? Not even in confessional. Like she's not even getting any time.
Who,
in
Laurel?
confessional. Yeah.
I could see
Just her
that for era
jeans.
2. Era 2 in general. Johnny,
Yeah,
Laurel,
Johnny, yeah.
Cara.
Well, Johnny gets confessionals a lot.
Yeah, Johnny got to tell us how great his podcast is. It's the best podcast. Johnny.
The best podcast is right here.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe now.
What did you guys think of her response to going to help Kara during the challenge? Of her saying, "See, I am her friend. I do have her back when it matters."
She
No.
is toxic as fuck. Like, she makes you think you're crazy.
Does somebody smell the gaslight?
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
She's the worst.
I wasn't buying it.
I feel like she was trying to make herself look a little better. Like, see, guys, I helped Carvery out. Look at me. I'm coming there and not doing anything, but I'm here. And then she leaves. And
Well, because she'll be the first at the reunion to be like, I don't respect your game, Cara. I don't respect how you play.
I don't respect that, and I don't respect her.
A conversation, and I respect that about you. This girl, I don't respect.
When in reality, she was over here throwing challenges. So she has to find ways to try to redeem herself in some way before the reunion. And she knows that.
I could just picture Kara on the floor like, "Please, someone help me! I'm always getting ganged up on." And then Laura's like, "Okay, I'm coming, you stupid bitch." And it's just like,
Stupid bitch.
Stupid bitch.
Overall, I just figured, I don't know, the girls, it was kind of boring though. Like if you haven't watched the episode, you could just fast forward the girls segment and just rewatch the guys, because they were, I get it. No girl really wants to get hit like that and stuff. So even like Tori's height, I mean, and she's a tough girl, but she was kind of hiding in her little corner. Was that her, right? Am I remembering that?
Yeah.
She was kind of just like ding, ding, ding. And they even did the little ding, 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 you know? So I'm like, it was kind of boring. I felt like there should have been rules like maybe, I mean, not to be picky, but like the circle gets smaller or something, you know, to make them like have to
that could've been
push
cool,
and
actually.
yeah.
yeah.
But you know, it was still a great episode. But
I don't know if we said it last week or maybe it was offline, but somebody said Olivia hasn't been doing much, and there was a shot where she completely wiped somebody out. I can't remember who, but I could tell it was her, and she wiped somebody out during it. So she's got, you know, between Hall Brawl and that little moment, she's got a little mean streak. That Alaska girl, she's got a little mean streak. I like it.
Yeah, she does. Just
She's
ask
tough.
Nerys. She's on a main streak already.
Damn.
Please ask Nerys. That girl be talking. She's be saying a lot, even not on the show. But
Yeah.
I'm still listening.
so overall, Era 1 loses. Surprise, surprise. And Era 4 wins. Surprise, surprise.
Right.
I don't think any of us were that surprised, but, and, you know, Derek makes that little comment like, crap, you know, I made that deal with Theo, but I lost, so I guess I'm going in either way. But I feel like Theo was definitely sticking to his word and not going to put Derek in, but now Derek has to go in.
But that's what hit me a lot about that deal. So as I said, it's too little too late. I feel like Era 1 wasn't trying to make those types of deals before.
They weren't.
And you could see if it could have worked out for them, it would have been perfect. If they didn't come in last, then the winners had their back. They needed to do that moving and shaking before, and I don't know why they weren't compelled to.
I
But
said that. I
Yeah.
said that last episode.
that's why I married you. Your brains.
Okay, not my health insurance.
I still don't have your health insurance.
Oh, my bad.
She's like, you ain't getting it either.
Open enrollment's closed, okay?
You stupid bitch.
Stupid bitch. I don't respect you.
I don't respect your HMO.
But I think it just plays back. They were just playing too much on their vet status, and it didn't work for them. Now they know.
For next time.
Why anybody is still trying to make deals with Josh is beyond me. Like, have they not watched any other season he was on? Why do they trust this guy?
I mean,
Why?
talk
'Cause
about
he
it.
cries because he's Cuban? What is the deal?
He's not a king. He's more of a jester or a fool or a baka.
Call him the Cuban sandwich because he's pressed.
Oh.
That's actually a good one. That's good. That's actually a good one.
But speaking of that, so jump to deliberation because people got mad.
I mean, Avery was trying her hardest to stay out, which I appreciated. You know, she
She's
didn't
so
just sit there
innocent, right?
quiet. Yeah, she was trying her hardest. I already knew Corey was going to look stupid as soon as he said, I'd like him to go first. He was just like trying to play a power move, and we just know Corey doesn't have that in him at all. Like,
don't.
this
Yeah,
isn't
he
his
doesn't.
gift. But he was trying his hardest too to seem like a Devin or something, like sociology behind how I'm going to do this. And I was like, I already knew. I was like, oh, this is going to be so bad. Corey's going to be dumb. I could already feel it. But what did you guys
feel like
think of?
I feel like Corey's threats don't mean anything. Like he always says, if you send me in, I'm gonna take it personal. I'm gonna take it as a personal shot. Like every time he said it to Josh, now he said it in deliberation. I don't think anybody's scared or they care. So I think that even furthered him to go back in.
Corey takes everything personal all the fucking time. Like, this is not new. We know this, Corey. We know this. Like, I can't.
I like how went back and like, yeah, they're like, yeah, you did good, and then I think Devin saw in his face, he was like, nah, these guys are going.
Literally.
The funny
When
thing
he's
is,
like talking, Devin's
"Ah,
face, he's like,
but the funny thing
That
was
was my
Avery
favorite
was
part.
impressed. Avery was impressed, and I'm like, ah, you sweet girl. Yeah,
take
get
much.
ready to get.
Corey did really good. He made good points. And I was like, Devin's face is like
Yeah.
I mean,
like
she
those
thinks
big
her
eyes
face-
he gets. Yeah.
She thinks her face is what's making her money. Poor thing.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's real.
Yeah.
Derek C had a chance to protect Avery this time around, did not, and he tried to say, "Well, I have to take Cara Maria into consideration. I can't make the decision for both of us." Bitch, that's exactly what Avery was doing against Tony. Was just like, I'm not taking Tony's thing into consideration if my best friend is on the line, so I'm going in. What the fuck? I was gonna say, was Avery wrong to do that, or is he right to do this or wrong? But no, he's right. Don't throw yourself in for a friend.
Yeah.
But now you look
Hopefully-
like a shitty friend.
Yeah. Well, hopefully she learned her lesson. This is the challenge. This isn't like we're all going to sit around at camp and have a kumbaya moment, in my opinion.
There you go.
This ain't no kumbaya shit.
Deliberation got a little crazy, and I don't know, Avery, maybe it worked out for her, but maybe she's second guessing next time whether she throws herself in when she comes back. So, with the new moneymaker.
So all right. So we were talking about elimination. Do you think there's going to be what do they call it? Like kind of a cleanse they do for a purge, where they're gonna
Like a
just
mass.
cut out. Yeah, like they're just gonna cut
Mass
5,
thing.
6 people. Because there's still a lot of people.
Yeah. I think they would. Because I mean, every week 2 people, it's gonna take forever. There's still so many people left.
But I think they like
We're gonna-
that. I think they like long seasons.
Okay. I don't.
So from the deliberation, we see Jen and Theo already have their mind make up. They do this thing with their teams, like let's put it to a vote, but it's not a real vote. Sort of like the 2020 election when Trump, the ballots weren't counted.
Oh my god.
You're going to start triggering.
I liked how they did that. I like the strategy behind it. Like, all right, we already know who we're putting in, but let's have this vote and then kind of sway it to what we want. And this way, we don't have as much blood on our hands. I liked it. It was a good move from both of them because they're both in vulnerable spots and they don't really have much alliances. So it was a great way to take the blood off their hands and put it onto somebody else, which worked actually pretty well. You're a bloody king, Josh.
It helps when the person that falls for it is Josh, who is gullible, and Casey, who doesn't talk. So
Yeah.
she's never going to give up the,
And they-
the
Honestly,
They
secret.
for sure.
Like, I don't understand what's going on with Casey this season. I haven't heard 2 words from her. I don't know. She's not doing anything. And I don't know. It's not the Casey that I was expecting.
Well, fine, she's in a relationship, so there's not going to be any match points.
You can still
For her.
talk. Like, this.
And second, because it's team games, she's not able to shine individually like she has in the past. Like in Ride or Dies, when she can win the challenge because it's a team, and so she kind of doesn't really shine as much. But
Like, she
I
has
don't know.
no opinion. When something happens, she's just quiet. When Josh was fighting with Corey, she's just quiet. It's like, girl.
But she's
The-
always
the-
just standing there. She's always just lurking.
Yeah, in the
looking.
corner.
Like, girl, say something. Have something. Like,
Yeah, say something.
and even like you can see she wants to, but she's just like,
She's scared of something.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's scared of.
That's her
but-
game. She's just like, she's just coasting through, not a target. Yeah, that's her game. But one thing, she loves getting into the interview and throwing shade at Jenny. This is like 2 weeks in a
Oh,
row
yeah.
where she does that. And I'm like, girl, come on. You have a problem with her? Like,
And
she
Jenny's not,
threatened?
it's not like Jenny's a rookie. She's been around.
I'd like to see them
Maybe she's threatened.
have a match.
I would love to see them.
I've
I
been
want to
good
see
for
some
all.
heavy hitters. I would love to see like actually heavy hitters go at it. I would love to see Jenny, Cara Maria, Casey, Laurel. I want them all going at it.
Is Cara a heavy hitter? Let's be honest. Is she?
Yeah, you don't think so?
You don't think she's calling on sister, non-sister Laurel to help her up off the ground?
You know what? I don't know. I do feel like she should have more strength, like physical upper body strength. I feel like she's more of an overall endurance kind of person, and she's not as physically strong. Even though she works out and her arms look huge, it just doesn't seem like there's much behind it.
Yeah, there's a difference between aggression and combat versus like last season when she was able to flip those big squares against Michelle. She couldn't solve the puzzle, but she was able to flip the big squares like nothing. So she does have it. I'm yanking your chain here. She's a heavy hitter.
Yank away.
Hey yo,
No, Diddy.
no Diddy.
Couple niggas got wet, but no diddy.
Well, then we get into our favorite Josh, and then we have Corey because, you know, the girls get mad at each other, and we have our first little cat fight of the episode, which is why I'm assuming we don't get a going out part, is because we have Josh and Corey going at it. I mean, personally, I thought they should have just sat and like Jerry curled each other's hair because, you know, it looked like they were mid hair, both of them. But no, they're both very upset because, you know, nobody has anybody's back, and we're surprised Josh isn't standing up for people. And again, I don't know why every other week we're surprised about Josh not doing something. But what did you guys think of that whole argument?
I think Josh is a coward. He's a coward. That's
That was
it.
stupid. It was stupid. It was just like, you know how Josh is. Why you think that he's gonna all of a sudden be loyal to you because you, I don't know, changed his life and now all of a sudden he's loyal now? No. It's like, I'm sorry. You are the problem, Corey, because you trusted somebody that has proved time and time again that cannot be trusted. He can't be trusted. Then Josh fucks something up. He starts crying, plays victim. Everybody feels bad. Now he's in the Vacation Alliance. It's like, bro, he's manipulating all of y'all. And I love to watch it, but I just feel like, I'm sorry, Corey. I'm here for you, but it's Josh.
I can't stand for this. Can't stand for this.
Coward.
Josh
What did I say?
was
What did I
made to
say?
be a scapegoat. Theo concocted this whole plan. Theo and Jenny threw Josh
Jenny.
and Casey, Janae, under the bus, and Corey fell for it. Josh did nothing. This whole, you could have voted and it could have been 5-2 the other way. Stop it. Theo and Jenny were always going to throw you in.
No, Eric, you can't do that. Josh did nothing.
totally
Him and Casey did nothing in that deliberation. They didn't fight.
They
They
sat
didn't try to
there. They
sway.
said
They just sat
nothing.
there.
They said
Josh, I
nothing.
think,
He didn't
literally
even
said,
try.
"Yo, I support you. I support you." And Casey went, the only thing she ever does. She didn't say a word. That's all that came out of her mouth, her eyes, the big eye thing, and like
I'm glad
God,
she's
I'm
going to
crying.
be with Nani, who will do all the talking for both of them. Cause
exactly. Well, I was
For
gonna
real,
say,
for real.
Nani is definitely the mouthpiece, so it's okay. She doesn't have to talk.
But so let's throw Casey's name in there because it's not just Josh. But It didn't matter. They're fighting for it. Didn't matter. Theo was always gonna go Corey. Theo was always gonna go Era 3. Jenny was always gonna go Era 3 because she has ties. She has no loyalty to say anything what Era 4 wants because she has ties to Era 2 with Bananas.
Okay.
Foregone conclusion. So fight as much as you want for your boy Corey. Josh wasn't gonna change anything.
I think it wasn't, but that I don't think that's the point that Corey's trying to make. It's like, did you even try to fight for me? And then Josh couldn't even answer that question. Like, the point is, did you even try? And
I agree.
and Josh had nothing to say.
I agree
That
with
is the
Raquel.
problem. In the same
100%.
way that I was defending Josh when like Tori and all of them were making fun because Kylan was, messing around with Naya,
Clapping them cheeks.
clapping them cheeks. Josh was, and not to bring it back, but Josh, I'm trying to go on principle. Josh was mad that nobody stuck up for him and respected him. Same idea. Corey's mad because Josh didn't respect him in that space. That's it.
Josh wanted somebody to consider his feelings, right? In that situation where his cheeks were robbed. In this situation, he went up to Corey because he wanted to consider Corey's feelings, how he was feeling after getting nominated. And Corey threw that generosity in his face, saying,
No.
"Don't ask me how I feel. You should have done more. Don't ask
What
me. I
is-
hate that. I hate
No.
that." He said, "I hate it."
But what is the point?
Is Corey, are you okay? Go somewhere with that fake bull. Don't ask me if I'm okay. I hate that.
I'm not being.
Listen,
Bro, we
what
get
is-
it.
What is the point of somebody of Josh going up to Corey being like, so how do you feel? And blah, blah, blah. If you're not going to do shit with that information.
He's going to try to console him the way Tori should have. Or, not really. I don't think she should have.
Listen,
But I'm going by your logic.
I feel like they're both idiots, honestly. Like, Josh,
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
for real, Josh is just happy to be in the Vacation Alliance. Corey is just happy to have a friend. And it just doesn't work. It doesn't work.
And who does Josh think he is coming like he's a therapist? They have that on set already. We don't need him. They have Carr already asked for one after the Laurel debacle, so I'm sure they have one on hand ready to comfort everybody. But at the end of the day, Josh is a coward. Casey and Josh should have backed up Corey 100%. It's the principle behind it. If that's your friend and you already screwed him over once, then this is your time to make up for it. Say,
He
look,
didn't have a vote.
He did have a vote. He may have not had a vote, but he could have said, I don't think you should put Corey or Casey in. I'm voting against it. So at least that stands, and everybody that was there can say, well, Josh and Casey did vote against it, but Theo and Jenna said it was okay, and they throwing you in anyway. So this now, it goes off of Josh and Casey and back onto Theo, and Corey could redirect his aggression to Theo.
So let's play that out. Casey and Josh go in there saying, "No, we don't want Corey. We don't want Era 3. Do the other thing." And then Theo and Jenny do what they want anyway. And Corey still feels good about it still?
I
He's
think
like,
it
well, at
hurts
least my
a
friends
little
try
bit
to help
less.
me.
Yes, it certainly helps. It hurts a little bit less. Like, absolutely. Think about it.
Corey was
Corey's
mad,
dying for
was
some
big mad.
loyalty. He needs loyalty so bad in this game
Yeah.
because nobody's been loyal to him. So I think it's just another hit of like, look. And I mean, Theo and Jenny did literally say like, this is a team decision. Even though they were going to do what they want, but it was smart on them because they can go present it that way. They backed themselves up because I thought they were just going to lie about it and not kind of word it that way to the group. But they literally did. And Josh said nothing. Casey said nothing. So yeah, you guys kind of did vote them in because you said, "I'll support any decision you guys make." Okay. Well then, so you're in agreement.
Very good Josh Jackson, babe. Very good one.
This is
Very good.
Have you been classically trained? But okay, so let's play that out. Let's say they support throwing in Era 2 and they're like very adamant. Theo and Jenny do what they do. Josh should then go to Corey and be like, hey, we told them to vote Era 2, not Era 3, and they didn't go against us. And so what they're doing there now is throwing their own team members under the bus just to make Corey feel better. And now Era 4 is like, hey, what the fuck? Let's not create all these waves either just 'cause with people on another team. So it doesn't help Josh's or Casey's game to cause this many waves either way.
It
And
doesn't,
Corey
but then
shouldn't
you don't-
expect people to like put his game above theirs. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. All I want to say is I hear you and I agree with you 100%. Then don't fucking act like you give a shit. Like Bananas doesn't go around kumbayaing everybody. Why? Because he knows that he can't do that. Like, you still need to have some kind of integrity. Like, you're not a piece of shit raised off the streets. Like,
Bullshit. He went to Michelle. I hope he's good. He's real with you and not trying to come between us, right? Bullshit. They all do it. That's how Josh got as far as he did, playing this sensitive friend who you can always lean on. Sometimes it doesn't work for him, but a lot of times it does because there's a lot of people who like
and
him.
then people are shocked when he backstabs you right up the ass.
Yeah, because he
Like,
does that. He's
no.
like, how do you feel about going in tonight? It's not right. Nora, you do it better than me. Go ahead. It's like,
No, the internet's gonna go off.
that's
on
a
me.
shtick.
Don't make fun of him.
It reestablishes the trust that Corey lost in Josh. If he went up to Corey and said, "Look, I tried to get you out. I voted against it, but the votes was still 3-2," then fine. You still go in. But at least you tried.
Even if-
It reestablishes your trust with Corey, and then now Corey doesn't feel some type of way, and he's not going to be gunning after you. Your team won't
Even
really
if
care
you
too
don't
much.
want to make waves, on your own team, at least as a friend, like if my friend was on another era and they're being voted in, I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to support you guys. But what are you guys thinking about, whoever, I can't even think of a name, like this person, like I've been watching, they've been playing really hard. And I get where you guys are going with this, but you at least try, you do something. That's part of this. I mean, we know Devin would do it. Johnny would do it. They would all do it. All the big hitters would do that. They know how to play the game. And that just once again proves that Josh and Casey don't know how to play this game. And Corey doesn't know how to play this game because he wouldn't know how to do that either. That is what they are lacking. That's why you guys aren't these all-stars, because you just sit there silent when you have somebody, and Johnny's whole thing would have been like, that's a number for me. I'm not willing to just lay down and let one of my numbers on the other side that's going to try to protect me when it's their turn to make the decision just get thrown in that easily. I'm going to at least try to fight so I have a better chance next week of being here again,
And plus, on to Josh's favor, he could have said, "Look, they have a 2-time champ on the chopping block right now, Cara Maria and Derek. This is a great opportunity for us to remove one of our 2 strongest players. And if not, I mean, it's either Cara Maria or Rachel. Somebody goes home, but you lose one strong female competitor. So that's also an argument they could have made. But Josh doing Josh things,
Can I ask you guys something then? Because what we're arguing here is Josh is untrustworthy in the
He's
game.
a coward.
No, hold on. Is protecting Corey good for Josh's game? In that moment, was him and Casey, was them stepping up saying, no, throw in error 3, not error 2.
I think
Was that good for their game?
I think when you pose a question like Nora did, maybe it's not like fighting so overtly for somebody that could potentially ruin your game. If it's just asking these very ambiguous questions like, what do you think about this? Or how about that? Or just asking it differently, I think would have shown a little bit more like, I don't know, would have shown Corey that they tried a little bit.
Way to
I don't
JD
know.
advance it and not answer the question. Was protecting Corey good for Josh's game in that moment?
So the question, Eric, then is what is Josh's game? I thought his game was the Vacation Alliance and having alliances and protecting your friends. He's all about his friends, right? So wouldn't his game be protecting his
Is
friend?
Corey in the
which Corey is
Vacation
one of them?
Alliance?
Well, Corey's a
not
friend
in
and
the-
an ally. He said it.
But is he in the Vacation Alliance?
No, he's not in the Vacation Alliance.
Which
But
this
he's
whole
an ally.
episode started. The first line was Corey saying, "I'm definitely not in the Vacation Alliance."
So I think I think if we argue that he's not trustworthy in the game, which I think Corey got big mad at something he probably shouldn't have, more so than Josh fucked up. But I could be in the minority in that. But then I would say, well, then was it good for his game? Because you guys say Josh and Casey don't know how to play it, but Josh usually goes home because he's just not good at the the athleticism competition part of it, not
Yeah,
because
he's a doofus.
okay, CT. Casey gets pretty far every season, kind of just like laying back and not going too hard for anyone. I would say there wasn't much, as fucked up as it is, there's not much incentive for them to like go super hard for Corey in that moment.
And that's all good and gravy. My issue with Josh is that he makes it seem that his word holds some kind of weight when you go into these spaces. And Corey fell for that. So I don't know who's the bigger idiot. Like, is it Corey for believing it? Is it Josh for
You guys are
just
so
being Josh?
mean.
It's Corey. It's Corey for believing Josh. He knows how Josh is.
Yeah. it's
Okay,
like-
so we have to have that same energy for Avery for believing in Derek in that way, and
Yes.
saying you were big dumb
Totally.
Yeah,
for believing
well,
that
we all
too.
know Avery was.
Yeah. We knew she was gonna.
Avery's Avery, you know. So I was expecting too much.
Now you're couching your words. What is Josh? It's just like pitchforks. All right,
Well,
Look,
listen,
I just
Avery
think
I
has
wouldn't be in
something
his
Josh
alliance
doesn't have.
either. So wait, what?
I-
I
Josh
said
doesn't
Avery has
have
some. I said Avery has something. So
doesn't have the money makers.
Moneymakers.
Doesn't have nice cheeks either. So he's kind of the only thing he has left is his friends. They're dwindling.
Aw, Avery's
yeah,
so
he
cute.
just lost one. He just lost one.
I was gonna say Avery was cute. Like at the end when after she lost, I was like, does she know she lost? Because she was so excited and happy, like just talking to the camera. I'm like, girl, you lost.
She's
You're right,
definitely Miss
it's done.
Congeniality.
Yeah. It's cute.
I just think the whole thing that is probably the most baffling to me is the fact that Josh knew damn well in that conversation he didn't say anything. He said, I support your decision, then goes up to Corey. He started the whole thing. Why did you even bring it up? Why did you even lead with, how are you
Yeah.
feeling? It's not, you know, you
that.
didn't do anything to help. So how are you going to stand there and ask somebody when you were part of it? Like, you were part of it because you didn't say anything. So just don't bring it up. If Corey brought it up, just be like, man, I'm sorry. Like, you know, then I could understand. No, you went and started the conversation with him. Why?
My question is, how many times has this happened to Corey where he's like, damn, I hate this?
Yeah.
I can't even lie because that would be me too. I'd be like, don't ask me my feelings. I hate this. It hurt.
Well, because of their girl fight they had, we missed out on our going out night. We didn't have any going out. We could tell they're dressed from either, is it coming back or is it they're trying to go? I think coming back. I don't know. I couldn't
No,
tell.
I think they're going because they're getting the hair did. You know, Josh and Corey.
Okay, yeah. They're trying to. Maybe that's why he went in there. It's like, can you help me, Jerry?
They got
grow
into
my
a
hair,
Kylan
and I'll do
stash.
yours? I mean, that's where they both should have been, was with Kylan, to see like, hey, can you help us out? You know,
It's the season of Jerry
But-
curls, making a comeback.
That's good.
I like it. But
So,
should we?
Nora, in this whole thing of going out, anybody stand out to you in this style arena?
See Devin and CT, they look so hot.
I mean, we have to. Olivia doesn't say a word, but we definitely look at Olivia and her pretty little sexy red dress. It is fitting like a glove. It fits her perfect. She looks good this episode. I mean, she was looking good when she was beating girls up on that platform. She's looking good in that red dress. She's looking good at elimination. So I have to give some love to Olivia, and I'm not biased just because she's on my team. It sounds like I only like the girls that are on my team, but they're just some bomb-looking girls. They're good-looking girls. So Olivia stood out to me personally. I don't know. What do you guys
That's it.
think?
Next week talking about Theo look good.
I mean, Theo look good out there.
She's trying to lock down Theo. She's pulling out all the stuff, the red dress. You know, she's like, I gotta lock him down.
Definitely giving off some Jessica Rabbit vibes. You know?
Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing when I saw her. I mean,
She's got the
Kinda.
curves. I mean, she has the Jessica Rabbit body, so it makes sense.
Yeah. No, she was definitely in the episode. Had some consistent looks. I like the at the elimination look. Definitely was. Or it might have been the interview look, but in her brief instances where she was being interviewed, so definitely stood out.
We're in agreement. The red dress was a good dress.
We agree. Thumbs up. From last episode? Or 2 episodes? Was it last? Yeah, last
I can't remember now.
I don't want to remember.
Well, because of that whole fight, we skip going out and we get right to elimination. So this episode is just moving along. We get into elimination and we start right away. We have Rachel and Avery. What did you guys think of that? Did you already in my head, I was like, if Avery could pull this off, man, that would be like ground shattering. But you never know. Sometimes in these eliminations, sometimes things can happen.
When it comes to Rachel, we know.
Yeah.
Damn, she was so cute. Like, I took boxing classes when,
Girl.
because a blind woman just fucked you up.
Yeah, I was a little okay, so I was like, did I zone out and I didn't understand the rules? Like, I was second guessing what I watched because Avery didn't have any real strategy or like defense. I'm like, is Rachel are they supposed to pop all the bubbles? And what's supposed to happen? Because it was so easy for Rachel to just like, it was just so easy. Aw.
I think if you missed the rules, Avery did too, because and I think Rachel did too, because she kept punching her face, and I'm like, girl, there's no bubbles on her face. Why do you keep aiming up there?
there was some on the helmet.
Yeah, there was.
Was there? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was definitely gone. So there was one. You only had to punch up there one time, girl.
It reminded me, when you're a little kid and you like have the dandelion and you pop the dandelion, I just kept picturing, or like the boxing game where the head pops, I just kept picturing Avery's little head just like popping off of her little body because she was getting rocked. She was getting rocked the whole time, poor thing.
Rachel was
and I give her
moving,
props
man.
for standing. I mean, she stood. I mean, I was surprised with like her little frame getting knocked by Rachel. I'd be on the floor like, please stop.
Yeah.
Please.
I wonder like what happens in those spaces because she didn't try to run away. She was just kind of like letting her punch her.
Maybe she was seeing stars at that point, so she was kind of just dazed, like just because she wasn't protecting her body. She wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I think after that first couple of headshots, her brain couldn't function well. She couldn't move. She was just like, all right, I'm just going to stay here and hopefully she doesn't hit me again. And then she was looking like a monster the way she was hitting, like a heavyweight. I felt every punch. I was like, oof.
Avery
I
was
was
so
like, move,
positive.
girl. I was like, move.
That's why
What was that?
Avery was so positive at the end when she was giving her exit interview, because she was like dazed and confused. She was just like, I'm so excited to be here. It's like, wait, what?
When do we start? I was like,
She's like, challenge 41. Wow, this is crazy.
Oh my god.
I mean, but she had some fight though. When it was her turn to hit, she was hitting. She after a while, it took a little while, but she was doing all right. It wasn't good enough.
She did better than I thought. I will give her that. She did better than I thought she would do. I mean, she did, like I said, she stood through it all, and she was getting some hits on Rachel, so I was proud of her.
My girl Rachel was moving though. She was bobbing and weaving, using the ropes. It was good.
Can I present that so far, despite Era 1 struggling, Rachel has been the best performer for the girls and maybe overall this season?
I would say overall. Say that's valid.
Yeah. I think it's not just her athleticism. I think her mental strength is incredible. As her era was like dwindling, she wasn't really showing, at least I don't know on TV, like she wasn't really showing like how much of a mental, I don't know, breakdown that she would be, other people would be having. Like I'd be freaking out if I was like the only person left like that. Who do you have? Who do you, I mean, I don't know. Like, does she have an alliance with anybody in any other era? Does she, I don't really see her mingling with other people. She's literally just like on her own.
Even friend,
But
as a friend, who does she
right.
talk with?
But I think that's why she's thriving. I think that's what makes her stronger. It's just like she needs to prove it to herself, or I don't know. Somehow she's thriving in the situation, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, she's gotten a little fortuitous with the right eliminations coming at her. So she didn't have to do no nails or no poles and math equations. She got the basketball throwing or the medicine ball throwing challenge, and then this one, which is pretty physical. So I just hope she's on my team. But all the girls, by the way, spoiler, all the girls are on my team that are going in next episode. So, yay for me.
Because you traded with me, and I was
Yikes.
like,
Yeah,
Bad trade.
it is what it is. But so I'm losing somebody next week. But I don't think people want to see her down there in that elimination. So if by some miracle she's not last, I don't know if they're gonna want to vote her in.
No. Honestly, I don't know. And maybe like what you're saying, Raquel, like with her not, that mental, like kind of almost being alone, I'm like, maybe that is really what's helping her thrive in some weird way. I mean, like when you look at like Corey and Josh, like these friendships get so messy. The relationships get so messy. So I think she kind of just sat by herself. She hung out with Tina. And so she's just going to ride this out, and hopefully her athleticism and her mental strength and her training, because she does say, like I'm outside all the time with my kid. She is physically moving consistently. So her body still got it, even though she's one of the older competitors. So it's impressive. I'd like to see her go. I would love to see her make it to the end. Whether she wins or not, she's not on my team, so maybe not win, but I'd like her to make it to the end.
Have y'all seen her training videos that she puts like the other challengers through on YouTube?
I saw
tried
short of
I'm
one.
I'm like, hell nah. I'm good. I'm not trying to go on a challenge. I'm just trying to get up and get my wine. That's I'm good. So the dudes.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
So the guys.
I feel like we have to start with we are entertained. We are entertained. I mean, it was a great challenge or elimination.
By the way, TJ doing the whole finger thing.
You didn't like it?
I loved
You
it.
didn't like it?
I
was like,
he's the fucking man.
I thought that was awesome. I was like, oh, that's dope. I was like, that's dope. I mean, the guy elimination, to me, it was great. I wish Derek would have had 2 working legs. I think it would have went differently. I think Derek would have won, honestly, if he had, both his legs fully functional. I think he would have won that. Not saying that Corey didn't have a chance. I just think Derek would have just won that.
He's a beast in elimination. That's another guy. He's one of the top performers this season. You do not want to see him down there.
Especially with 2 legs.
Definitely not.
well, Jordan has one hand, and he does.
That's different.
Well, okay.
What?
That's different. He had his whole lifetime to, to learn and to work. Derek had like a week, 2 weeks, and it's pain. So, but
Yeah.
it was still a good one. I mean, I think at the end of it, they both had respect for each other. I mean, that's the best way to get it. Is just go down and work it out physically. They all got some solid hits. I mean, Coy was doing great, but I think Derek with 2 legs beat him, but doesn't matter. He didn't have 2 legs, so Coy won it.
I know they called Derek the bulldog, but I'm like, I don't see him as a bulldog. He's like a spider monkey, man. Like, that man can like get out of any situation, and if he had both of those legs, he would have been all over Corey. He would have been pow, 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 and down low. Like he just moves quick. Like his smaller size works to his advantage. He knows how to use it in all of the challenges. So I'm like, he's a bulldog because he's strong when he needs to be, but I'm like, but he's more like a spider monkey, man. He will out jump, weave anybody in these challenges with both of his, legs. And especially with the knee, I can only imagine. You can't really there's no way he could quickly jump around like that. So,
but like what Eric said earlier is that it's something that Derek has over a lot of people. He has control over his aggression. Like he knows when to unleash it, and I think that's something that a lot of the other challengers don't have, is that fight, that aggressive nature, and Derek has it, which is why I think they call him bulldog, pit bull, whatever pit bull dog you want to give him. I think he
Big
has
dog.
it all. Yeah, he has the dog in him, so he just has that ferocious nature, and he can unleash it. And ever since he first started, he has it. So I think him with 2 legs beats Corey just because he has that ferocity and that just like willpower not to lose.
Him with 2 legs beat Mark. Him with 2 legs beat Horacio. Him with 1 leg almost beat Corey. And
Yeah, that's
he
impressive.
got all the sandbags, and it just was short on time.
Yeah.
Like, damn,
Impressive.
it's a loss.
It is
Because-
very impressive.
With 2 legs, let's say it's still him and Rachel, I think that team still sticks around for a while.
Yeah.
So and it just becomes like that mercenary group that, like, when you want to get rid of people, let's throw in Era 1 and get rid of those people.
So if he would have sought medical attention for his injury, would he be better, or does it require surgery?
No, he would have went home.
Surgery.
100%.
Yeah.
God,
You have to have
okay, okay.
surgery. You can live with a knee injury forever. And some people do it. When people get older, a lot of times, unless you're doing a knee replacement, they just live with like bad ACLs and everything. But for the rest of your life, that's why ball players and stuff, once they have bad knees, they continuously have to go in for surgery. Because one little twist, and because it's, I mean, like your ACL, when they redo it, it's the ligaments are just being screwed in, whether it be a cadaver or they use your own. The first one, usually they can use your own. So this was my second one. And because the injury was so bad, I had torn my meniscus with the ACL again. So I had to have both done in one. So I was still walking around. I was still doing everything, but it was just, it's hard. And even after surgery, it's hell to get back into like,
Oh damn.
And Nora has a
So
dead
he-
guy in her.
I do. When I get angry, I tell him, he's getting angry at you, Victor. He controls me.
He scares me.
I hate you.
Save me,
He scares
somebody.
me.
Oh, that's actually kind of sweet. I like that. That's so sweet.
Wait, what's sweet? That she has a dead guy in her?
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
that, like-
hey, yo.
I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. I thought it was nice to watch at the end. I love good sportsmanship, and I'm like trying to tell myself not to cry. But I wasn't expecting Corey and Derek to be so, kumbaya at the end. Because after all, Derek threw a life jacket, could have killed him. And Corey just like,
No, we don't do that. We don't do that. You don't do that, Derek. You know better. Jordan, shut up.
Oh,
Shut
yeah,
up.
we're Derek was out there. So you know what it is.
You don't do that.
Do it to his face.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have the upper hand.
Yo, chill.
and like, since when? I don't know. Since when has Jordan ever defended Corey in any situation? That was so fucking random.
I think it was just him. I think Jordan is someone that is up front, so he was just saying, like, you did throw it behind his back. Man up and take this ass whooping.
Okay, I'm not gonna get at Derek about this, but I was thinking a little bit about it. You were mad at Corey because in the challenge he was pushing you down. He's like, I got 1 leg and you were beating up on me. And then Corey's at you because you threw this life jacket at him. It's not a huge deal, but it's like that aggression wasn't part of the challenge. But Corey's was. So why are you like? It's just a little bit hypocritical of Derek. But you know what? He's
I think
whatever. He's getting hyped for the challenge, so I don't hold it against him. His emotions are high. He knows he's the underdog. He's trying to get hype and like blow all this other bullshit off. But
No, I think what the issue was that Corey was talking his shit like he was big and bad and he did a lot of stuff and he did stuff, and Derek was just saying like, you really didn't do much. Like, you attacked me with 1 leg. I think you pushed Theo down, but you didn't win. You didn't do much. But he's like, oh, he's like, walking around like he did something. He didn't do much in that challenge. I mean, a lot of them, didn't do much in that challenge. I mean, they were fighting, but they didn't knock people off like that to be running around like you did something. You didn't win. So I think Derek was more like, bro, you didn't do nothing. The most you did was push me around, but I have 1 leg. you know, why you talking like you did something? So I think that's kind of where Derek was coming at with that.
I agree. And then Derek went ahead and threw something at a dude while his back was
Yeah,
turned.
I agree. He should have done
And
that.
that's not the most like. You want to talk tough is like, I'll fuck you up right here, and you throw something when he's walking away.
But it's a life jacket. It's like a big brother
Right.
when they're like, shut up and like throw something. You know, it's not gonna hurt him. It's a damn life. It's not like he threw
But as
like
a man, that's like an act
metal
of
at
war.
his head.
Well, my whole point is like it's two sides of the same coin. So I agree, Derek. Corey being like, I showed you mercy. He's like, dude, I have one leg and I'm on the ground and you're pummeling me. What do you mean? But then turn around and was like, I'll fuck you up. And while he's walking away and throw something at him, and it's like, I'm tough. I was just like, all right, guys, enough. We have referees here. It's like, it's like WWE. But I think they were both kind of just like, I think they both knew they were going in, and the tensions were just high, and they're just like, we're trying to make everybody was trying to make something bigger than this. But I agree, Jordan, shut up. Like, don't get involved.
Yeah.
They're hyping themselves up to go into eliminations.
I viewed it as like a brother thing or something. It's like when you and like your sibling get in an argument and you turn around and you're walking away because you're mad, and they're just like anything they have, like a pillow or something, it's not gonna hurt, and they're like, shut up, whatever, it's like, I feel like that was kind of like Derek, like, shut up, like, just, I'm sick of you, I'm tired, shut up. Type thing.
He's lucky
like,
Corey didn't turn his ass around and just speared him. Like, he's lucky.
no, we know. I don't think Corey knows how to fight. Corey,
You don't
does
need
not-
much. He has one leg. All you gotta do is tackle
even
him
then,
and
I still don't even know if Corey knows how to throw a real punch. I just
I
don't
know.
really.
The
see
suplex
it.
on Tony was kind of good.
I mean, a suplex because he was trying to. It was like a tackle. I don't think he throws hands. Like, I don't think he might tackle Derek, but I don't think he was gonna fight him.
I'll tell you why the life jacket is worse. All right. I'll tell you why. If I'm turned around and somebody throws a rock at my head, I can turn around and be like, and then go and fight and punch him, and nobody's going to say a word. It's like, he threw a rock. If somebody throws a pillow at my head, like trying to be aggressive and make me foolish, and I turn around and I go and fight and like, and I still feel the same way as like, you disrespected me, you threw something when I had my back turned. But if I tell anybody else and they'll be like, really, dude, you fought him because he threw a pillow at your head? I'm like, damn it, you're right. So you kind of want it to be something like that actually could have hurt you, so you're justified in getting aggressive.
Yeah,
And that's what's
I can
worse about
understand
the
that.
life jacket. Corey can't turn around and be like, you try to challenge me. It's not a real challenge, but it's still, you're talking all this shit. And it's just like, oh, fuck.
That makes sense. See, but like, if you didn't articulate it that way, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Yeah, if you ask Corey and he's like, you got mad over the life jacket, he's like, yeah, because I hit.
But the worst part is Corey's like the little brother of the challenge, always getting like picked up. He's like the baby that like everyone just gives him shit. Everyone's mean to him in some way. Like the poor kid, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
He's still going
I don't
through it.
really. Yeah, like
Have you guys
he can't
followed
catch a
this?
break.
Have you guys followed this drama about him not wanting to do interviews or like go to the finale without getting paid?
No.
So apparently, he's like, I don't know all the details, but from what I read, I think he's pissed because he's not getting paid extra to do some of the follow up
None-
work to promote.
None of them are.
They all
Veronica,
do. It's in the
Ver-
it's
no,
in the
Ver-
contract that you need to do some promotion, and there's an incentive to go to the what's called the reunion. There's an incentive there, but
right.
you don't have to. I guess they can't sue you and force you to come, but there's an incentive. But on top of that, you want the show to be popular. You want to be one of the stars of the show and be out there promoting it. Nerese was on there for a week, but she's been doing all the interviews because she knows she'll be asked back, and it's all kind of a cycle.
Right.
And Corey's like, dude, you're Mr. MTV. You're on 2 different shows. Like, but so a lot of the challengers have been like talking smack about him recently because there's like, one, yes, there are incentives in our contract to do this stuff. 2, one of the funniest lines is like Johnny Bananas saying, dude, you live like 20 minutes away from where the reunion's going to be. Like, why are you complaining that you have to show up to that? So he like takes some of these opinions and says some of these things that people are like "Are you serious?" And he kind of asks for it sometimes. But yeah, that's a little bit of the social media happenings right now around him,
So he doesn't want to go to the reunion.
because he thinks they should be paid more. He thinks that I guess he should be paid similar to just like showing up for the challenge. But the whole
This
thing is
isn't
like,
Teen Mom, Corey. This is not how. You're on a different show, different contracts, and you should, at this point,
Yeah.
you've been on TV long enough. You better get with Jordan and see how he writes up his contracts, because I'm sure some of them do get paid certain things. It's just
no,
how you fight back.
I mean, they get
Yeah,
paid
it's-
different amounts. I would.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Corey. I would think that he's one of the higher paid because he's been around a while, and like I said, he's on 2 different shows. And I do think being on Teen Mom has raised his profile more. But this idea is like, just in general, I think we all do sometimes for our jobs a little bit more to show and promote, because it with the idea that it comes back to you, especially in the entertainment industry. I'm not saying like revolve your whole life around it, but if they ask you to do a couple of like podcasts for free, but it's gonna make more people watch,
It's branding yourself in the end, like, because your career isn't the challenge in these things, it's you as a person, so you're branding yourself. So it's almost stupid. You
Yeah.
have an easy way to get in front of people to not brand yourself and like make your clothing lines or whatever, and self promote, and wear your clothing or whatever the hell you want to do, your makeup, your perfumes, whatever the hell all these social media people do now. Like, you're branding yourself, and this is an easy way to get millions of views for yourself that are real views. They're not like, you have to go out and buy them or whatever. So,
But
stupid
I'll
on his part.
contrast that though. What if he doesn't want to? He just doesn't want to. What if he doesn't want to promote something he is not happy with? Maybe it's production or how they painted him or how he felt he was treated. So why is he gonna go above and beyond? Even your regular
No,
job,
he's-
if you're not feeling
he's saying
Agree
it's
with
about the
that.
money.
Yeah.
it's about the money, he said.
It's about the money. Yeah.
well, okay, but
So-
even if your regular job, if you don't feel like you're getting paid enough to do something, why are you gonna go above and beyond if you're not getting paid your worth?
then
So
don't go
then
back.
don't come back.
This is
Yeah.
Don't,
Yeah,
don't go
well,
back.
he's
Don't go back on the
There's
challenge.
no choice. But he continues to go back, and even
Yeah, he's
We
not
don't know
come
that
back.
yet.
well, yeah.
Teen Mom's not thriving like it used to. So this is.
But wait,
But
why is
he
he on
said-
Teen Mom? I don't
so-
understand this. I thought it's for
Because
teenagers.
we knocked up Cheyenne. She was 19.
Cheyenne. Yeah. He's on the way.
All
And
right.
Taylor.
So that's
was
why
Taylor
it's Teen
ever-
Mom.
was
That's
Taylor
not why.
ever on the challenge?
No, I don't think
is
so.
dumb.
I don't think so.
So he's on Teen Mom because he got a 19-year-old pregnant. That's not a show I would want to. I wouldn't want to. If I was somebody, I wouldn't want to be on a show called Teen Mom. I don't care if I'm getting paid, whatever. It's not a good look. I don't
I
know.
guess
Somebody
it
say,
might.
"Oh, you're on Teen Mom." I don't know. It's not a
I'll
good
be
look.
like,
And you're
yeah.
30 years old or 20, pushing 30.
No, because now their kids are teens, and it's just like interesting. As someone who's watched it since I was in high school, to see all these people grow up and their own kids grow up, it's really cool. But I will say, last year Corey was like talking mad shit, saying that he makes more money on one episode of Teen Mom than he does the entire season of the challenge.
Really?
Which tells me, then don't fucking come back. If you're going to complain about this voluntary job, just don't come back. If this is not your livelihood, you don't depend on it, don't come back. So he could talk all that shit.
But the problem is, I think it's fun. I think these people have fun. So he wants to go and have fun and go on these trips and, go to other countries and see the world. Because that, I'm sure, is paid. They're paying for their hotel or wherever they stay and the plane tickets or whatever. Then don't come back if the money's not worth it. But you're having fun and you want it. You miss it.
Yeah.
And that's why they don't have to pay you as much, because y'all keep coming back.
Well, how many couples or do they have on Teen Mom? Like in one season, like 6?
It's about, I would say it's about 5.
Okay, so like 10 people. The challenge this season brought 40 people on. So you got to pay all those people. Then you don't stay the whole time. So you don't get paid. You get paid for how many episodes you show up on. And then at the end, you get possibly $500,000 versus on Team Mom, you just get a fucking baby they have to keep paying for. So yeah, you get paid more on
That's-
Team Mom because on the challenge you can win more money and there's a lot more mouths to feed. Plus, you get to go and stay in a cool ass house versus just your
Your own
West
house.
Hollywood apartment. So
Well,
yeah,
But I
and
think the lure of it is
paycheck
just-
would be more worth it if you fucking won. Win!
I think,
and then the
I think
paycheck.
Guess
is
who
lure
hasn't
of it,
won
though,
yet?
I think it's more for some people. And I think Corey's probably one of these people that is not about going to the house and having all this fun. I think Corey genuinely is there to win. Like, he wants to win. He wants to be a champion. I don't think it's about the money necessarily. I think
Then
he just
don't
wants
talk
to
about
win.
it. Then don't bring it up. Don't
Yeah.
talk about the money if it's not about
But he also
it.
wants to get paid. You gotta get paid. You know?
No, then it can't be both. You can't talk. You can't say that. It can't.
Yeah,
be
you can.
both.
Yeah,
you can negotiate. Here's the
Pay
thing.
for your
Yes,
time.
I agree with you, Victor. Don't get me wrong. I agree. Negotiate what you're worth in that contract. And I am pretty sure Corey is one of the top paid people on there. He does have a fan base in the following. And so I'm sure he negotiates with his worth. But dude, branding is part of the thing. You're branding yourself. You're telling people, come watch me on the show, and that's why he keeps getting called back. But in his head, he's like, no, that's extra that they should be paying me. No, if you don't do that work, we'll stop calling you to come back on the show because nobody cares about you. But he doesn't
Truly.
understand that because he gets this branding from another show that he's on, and they'll follow him to the challenge, versus a Bananas who's not doing well. Actually, that's a stupid example. He's doing other shows, but Darrell doesn't do any other shows. He just does this show. But if they ask him to do the podcast and to do all these things, he knows I got to do that stuff to stay relevant. So they keep calling me back. It's I don't know.
All right, so let's get Darrell on the show.
Not get a massage and knock up a 19-year-old. Nah.
Very well.
No, the truth is, Corey's just big mad because he's picked on all the time, and he doesn't want to do interviews because people are probably gonna pick on him in the interviews, like, oh, how did you did it? You know, like, Corey, yes, you have a fan base from Team Mom. I don't think, honestly, your fan base is coming from the challenge. So if you weren't asked back, nobody that really watches the challenge is going to be like, I can't believe Corey didn't make this episode. I kind of tend to forget about him when he's just not there. I like when he comes on and I like him, but when he's not there, I'm just like, whatever, because he's not a champion. He's not somebody I view as a champion, you know? And even if he won this season, I still probably won't really view him that way. Yeah. He's the little brother they all pick on. So if he's there, he's there. It makes for good TV. If he's not, there's other bigger personalities who know how to gameplay more that are more into the game than him, I think.
Put some respect on his name, okay? If he wins, he's a champion, and you have to respect that. That's it.
I'm probably in between you both, where I do think he's good for the challenge because he's not afraid to speak up his mind, but also don't overestimate yourself that you're not a champion yet. So I'm kind of in between. Just do the fucking reunion and shut up. Like,
yeah.
And then get paid this easy money.
I mean, win and you'll get the money. You'll get the money, the paycheck you want. Win. There you go. That's the whole point of the show. It's a game show. This isn't like a docu-series of knocking up a teenager. This is a game show to win money. So the money is in the winnings. It's, you know, like when you sign the contract, what are you confused about? Like,
Yeah.
win
if
and
you
you'll make a
win,
lot of money.
Corey, you get Raquel points. Speaking of points.
That's your points.
Points.
We need a
Ballers, I put numbers on the boards.
All right. So we have no matches, no match points. No match points, but we do have some mayhem points. For the common thread in these points is Corey. So we got Corey the fighter this week. We have Corey versus Josh. A very heated emotional debate about feelings and emotions and heartbreak. And then we have the Life Vest Gate scandal with Derek. So each of them got match points for that. I mean, mayhem points, no match points. But we have no match points. So right now, Raquel is still crushing it in the lead with 81 points. That's double the nearest person, which is Eric with 40. So I don't know what Raquel is doing, but that trade helped her out a little bit too, right? Because you
Yes.
got rid of So Eric made a horrible trade last
Nope.
week. 'Cause you guys...
It was a perfect trade because I got Casey, who got me 5 points for winning the challenge.
Cricket.
Haters. Haters.
I'm in third place with 31. I mean, I'm not too far behind Eric.
Yeah,
Nora,
but
I
you're
mean,
losing
you've been-
ground.
Nora's been slowly climbing up, so she got 14, so she's hanging in
Out of the
there.
negative.
Okay, officially out of the negatives though.
Yeah.
Our lovely
God.
picture
Not
right
the
here.
Hooters. Not her
What's wrong with
moneymaker
Hooters? It's a
shirt.
fine establishment. What's wrong with Hooters?
Great wings.
Yes, great wings.
True.
Great wings indeed. Some of the most amazing people work there. So we have. I sadly lost the bulldog, the pit bull, my hope, Derek. He went out in a blaze of glory like a true gladiator. You went out, Derek. I'll forever respect you. And then Avery, I will miss you. Well, even though you weren't on my team, I will greatly miss them. I will greatly miss you. And you were a light to the challenge, and we're sorry you had to go so soon, but we hope you're there in the reunion. Anybody got anything to say with points?
Yeah, man, you're losing ground. You're losing ground.
Barely, though. I mean, come on, barely. And next week you have two of your people going in, so I'm sure you're losing a lot of points next week. So
Yeah, I'm fucked.
you're going down.
All 4 girls, Laurel, Casey, Tori, and Rachel, are up for the girls, and they're all on my team. But it just goes to show I got some dominant teams. But that's gonna be an interesting showdown because that's a murderer's row right there. We're getting a good women's elimination. But
I just hope they don't put them in something like a math problem or a puzzle or something. We need something physical.
yeah, they need to balance that out, like to make it athletic, physical, challenging, stamina, something like that.
He went in.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the girls, it's going to be Rachel, which was a shock. Laurel, Tori, and Casey finally gets involved. Maybe she'll have some words to say next week. And then for the guys, we have Kylan, we have Devin, and we have Ryan, which takes me to Banana's plan work. He put it out there, and he made it seem like Ryan was being selfish and bullied him into volunteering.
He did.
And it was
did.
genius.
So if it's a guy's, so is Rachel gonna go twice? Because
What do you mean? No.
I'm confused.
I think it's just going to be if you don't win, you're in. So
Okay.
whichever era wins, the other 2 guys are going in because there's no decision to be made on era 4.
Well, what if Era 4 loses?
It doesn't matter. There's still a winner.
So if Era 4 loses and then Era
Oh, if
3
Era-
goes in, then that means the guy in Era 3 automatically wins.
Yeah. So, yeah, remember, that doesn't change. The winner is safe from elimination.
Yeah.
So if era 3 wins, let's say, then Devin and Tori are safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on the guys' side, that means Kylan and Ryan are going in no matter what. For the girls, they still have a vote to see if Laurel, Rachel, or Casey go in. So there's still a vote for the girls, but I think the guys auto into elimination.
Man, that sucks for them.
Yeah.
Well, that's the interesting thing where if you picked on Era 4 so much and got rid of all their guys, guess what? That protection of the vote goes away.
And so in that part, though, we kind of see that even they were expecting some kind of twist or something to happen because even they were all like, they thought since they lost another guy in Era 1 that some kind of twist was going to happen just because it was just Rachel left. But no, they still kept it the same. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it seems like they're anticipating a shift or a change in the gameplay. And I think they're like not so fast, which I'm for it. Keep them guessing.
Yeah. So I just
What
wonder
sucks
now
is
that
Rachel's gonna go in every single time because there's no way her era is gonna
Yeah.
beat any other era.
no, there is one way. If the challenge is a challenge that the strength lies in the least amount of people. Like if it's If it's a race, you need to race to the top of the mountain, solve a couple of puzzles, but everybody needs to get across that line. Then she has a good chance.
So I usually don't like to analyze the coming up thing too much of the challenge, but from the little I saw, it looked like there's a shipping container hanging in the sky. And people have to hang on inside of it. You guys saw that, right?
Oh yeah.
That I think is a good challenge. Where it's like if you just have to outlast one of the other teams, you just have to be that good. And I think Rachel is that good. Where if she just has to hold on longer than, the next team that has the least amount of people, she has a shot.
I don't know. I think I saw Laurel.
Yeah, but she's not the only one on her team. So it doesn't matter. I'm not rooting for any girl in particular. So,
But if that's the case, then I also feel like there is an advantage for Rachel for not. So as long as she's not last, I think there is a great way for her not to go in, because she can just always say, if you vote me in, we have no idea what happens to the other guys that are on there. So if you're trying to protect somebody, they might automatically go in because we have no guys, So there's uncertainty there to where it will cause pause for people to throw her in if they don't have to throw her in.
yeah. I also think she just I've been in 2 of these already and hasn't even been close. So unless you think you're really that good, but it's not a good week to say that because it could the other choice is Laurel, Casey, or Tori. So
yeah, it wouldn't be the best. But I think playing up more of the uncertainty, like, look, we don't know the rules of the game yet when it involves just having one person. Do you really want to test that out now?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't think the guys are gonna have a choice. There's only 2 guys that didn't win. I'm guessing, like TJ's been saying, the only way to be safe is to win.
That's true. He did say that, yeah. And TJ words always come back to haunt them. Because sometimes they take it literally and not deeper. Sometimes they take it deeper, but not literally. So I think this one is pretty straightforward. Yeah. Just win.
Now, my hope, to be quite honest, because of the points, even though I respect the fuck out of her, I think I need Rachel to go home on my team.
Wow.
Because
she's always going to be losing.
She's always going to be in, she'll keep losing me 2 points every week because she's just at risk of going in elimination. And even if she wins, it just doesn't help me out too much. So I think we got to cut the cord and protect the other 3 girls who have a good shot at winning.
No, I say let Rachel stay.
I'm going to lose either way next week. 7 points.
Yeah,
off
but I want
rip.
Rachel to stay.
So it'd be nice if all my guys win. I think we're due for an Era 2 win.
I would be 100% down with that. Yeah, that would help. That would help a lot, actually. I'm Era 2 heavy. Anybody want to trade? Any trades in the house? No. Awfully quiet over there. The crickets are speaking. As soon as I said it, they stopped. As soon as I said it, no, we good. Oh, they really did stop.
That is crazy. Nah, I'm definitely not trading.
You want to give up Jordan or Devin? You have a Jordan, Devin, Colin, Josh.
I'm good. Clearly, if you look at my points, you'll know that.
Excuse me. All right.
Yeah.
If you want any of that team, I think you have to put up the big dog. I think you have to put up the Banana Man.
It takes one Era 2 win for me to just snap off.
Yeah, well.
Maybe, but I have Laurel, Nehemiah, so that'll help me too.
I have 5
and Derek.
people.
I think we should give our players, our competitors, one more episode. I think we should all stick to who we have, and then we'll see next week how everyone feels.
Need Era 2 win so bad. Please win. Era 2, please.
That'll help me.
Please.
That'll definitely help us gain ground on her.
For real. I need 2 back-to-back wins.
I need my team to just keep hooking up and the producers to air it. Because they are.
Yeah.
It's the most attractive people in the house. The 3 I have left are the most attractive. And you're telling me they're not humping like little bunnies out there? No, they are. Show it. Show us. Every episode, I want makeout scenes over and over.
So let's leave the audience with this question.
Do y'all hate when people aren't loyal to you? Do y'all hate that? Do you hate it?
Hate it.
Hate it.
Do y'all agree that Josh is just out here trying to be good to all his friends and make sure that they're okay. And sometimes they're not open to accepting that love.
Or do you think Josh is a coward?
There you go. That's the real question.
He reminds me of Courage the Cowardly Dog. I don't know why.
Stop.
That's the vibes I get from Josh. Just running around all scared and shit.
Yo, the gaslighting is real. Him and Laurel. Shut
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck up.
Do not put that on him. Do not put that on him.
I would love to actually
He
see
is-
that.
He's not out here calling people a stupid bitch.
Stop that. Batch.
But you know what? It could probably work out.
Just go.
God. That'd be a train wreck. I'd love to
Maybe
see
he
that.
needed to throw Tori a stupid
Stupid
bitch
bitch.
during their arguments. Like, we're not friends anymore, you stupid
Stupid bitch.
bitch.
She would freaking cry.
You're not my friend. Okay.
You sound like Mr. Mac.
Okay. It's easy.
Because I'm just thinking, like, if one of our friends said that to me, I don't think I'd care. But, like, if Victor, if you were like, I don't want to be friends with you guys, we were like, okay. I would cry if Nora said it.
Damn. I feel some type of way now.
I would laugh at all your faces
Why? Why would you laugh, Eric?
He does that.
too much. You can't get rid of me. Okay.
No comment.
See? You're still friends with me after I did that embarrassing ass shit. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.